Hello, hello, my dear fire signs. How are you all? You're here because you're either an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Okay, this is your love reading, my dear fire signs, for the month of July of 2023. Okay, these readings, the love readings for July, are done for the elements, okay, as I am doing now the individual signs on Patreon. So on tier 1, if you're interested in becoming a member, thank you all for joining me here. Let's look at your love life, dear fire signs. And it is a month, a very important month, the month of July, especially with Venus that's going to be retrograding in the sign of Leo. So Leo, very, very important for you especially. Let us see what is going on, dear Spirit, calling on my archangels to advise. And we are doing a very similar, wow, okay, we're doing a very similar spread to the June love readings as well. So what's come out is the Fool, and the Fool is a brand new cycle, of course. Okay, my camera got stuck for a moment there. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so the Fool is a brand new cycle. It is Aries and it is cardinal fire energy. I'm wondering, because this is going to be quite triggering. The month of July is going to be quite triggering, I feel, because we do have Chiron in the sign of Aries, and Aries is all about cardinal fire and taking that leap of faith, having the courage. Now, because the nodes are also going to ingress, they're leaving Scorpio, Taurus, so they're leaving the fixed signs, which will take off a bit of the pressure for you, Leo, especially out of all the fire signs. But there's a major shift, and the nodes are going to enter. So North Node, Aries, so very important for Aries people, and the South Node will be in Libra. So I'm wondering, mid-month when that shift is going to happen, because the nodes of the moon are going to T-square over to Pluto, which we'll be feeling the pressure for change, for a death and a metamorphosis. Now, where Venus retrograde is concerned, of course, it will be very, very positive for all the fire signs. For Leo, most importantly, situations and people will be returning from the past. So expect that. So end of July, so roughly the 22nd or 23rd. But look, the pressure will be on from even the mid-month. Mid-month, there'll be a lot of pressure. And the changes, fated changes that need to happen will be happening in the month of July. So Venus retrograde should be retrograde at the end of July, all August, and into the beginning of September. We will see the revelations or the resolutions after roughly the 4th of September, when Venus will be direct. So Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Don't worry about the order. This is for the fire element. Let's see what is possibly going on in the love lives of my beautiful fire signs. Thank you, dear Spirit. Thank you for your guidance. And let us see. Fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So the focal point is 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. It can speak to marriage, it can speak to long term, but it can also speak to a possible ending of a cycle. It is a grounding energy, and after an ending of a cycle, obviously there's always a new beginning. We do have Karma Dharma speaking here. There's a brand new cycle here. What is necessary is to have the courage and know that Spirit has got your back, right? There could also be some wounding, a wounding of the mind, or negative thoughts about taking that leap of faith. Remember that Chiron, that is in good connection at the beginning of the month. Chiron is in good connection from Aries over to Leo, so there is possibility for resolutions, but we're needing to heal an open wound. A wounding, as I said, of the mind, and that speaks to our perception, our thoughts. There is a possibility to find a resolution, right? But we need to trust that Spirit has our backs. I'm saying our because I've got a Leo moon. So just letting you know that it's important where love is concerned to check out your moon sign placement. So if you've got a moon in an air sign, watch that air sign reading. And Venus, of course. Check out your Venus placement and your rising sign. That is important to check out. Those signs for love relationships. Let's see what's going on, because we know Pentacles are all about stability. When we see, a box open with many riches here. So I don't know if this is emotional riches. We are looking into July and your emotions, right, pertaining to matters concerning heart. Queen of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, the Hanging Man, Pisces. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. What's sitting between them? What is sitting between them is some sort of a sacrifice or a possible ending of a cycle, because Pisces it does rule the natural 12th house, which is a house of karma as well. And because the Fool is the first major arcana in the deck, it does speak to possibly having ended something and starting a brand new cycle. This is either a brand new cycle with the same person, or you're closing the door on the past and opening up a brand new cycle with new love. Let's see what's going on. We've got a Knight of Wands here. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Page of Swords. So we've got Sagittarius, Gemini here. We've got Scorpio, strong Scorpio in Pisces. The very important position is the Seven of Cups, because it's got to do with the past and leading into the future. Right, Seven of Cups. Oh my goodness. Three of Swords and the High Priestess. I think someone needs to hear this. I knew you would break my heart. And that is a message that I've got in my handwritten love cards. I'm wondering if you watching this have gotten that message before, because this is like someone's heart being broken, expecting that to happen. And just letting you know that the second part of the month of July is going to be very dramatic. And Leo is always dramatic. Venus will be retrograding there. We've all got Leo somewhere in our chart, so I'm not talking only to Leo. Okay. Queen of Cups is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess many times is a third party, is the third person. And I'm going to say here, someone may be sacrificing their heart and their happiness where love is concerned for the family, for a child. And that's where the disappointment happens for someone out there. What is at the foundation? We've got the Three of Wands, Three of Swords, Three of Wands. We know the Knight of Wands, my dear friends. Knight of Wands is someone that's not ready to settle down, or this could be someone that's just very driven. Now remember, we're not reading reversals here. There could also possibly be physical distance. Maybe someone holds different beliefs, a different understanding. They've grown up differently. We've got Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, a lot of mutable signs, A lot of mutable, even Virgo, we could say, with the High Priestess, which is usually the axis. It's Pisces, Virgo, right? A lot of mutable energies, which means change is necessary. And what I find really interesting, look at how the cards speak to each other. We've got the Hanging Man, he's losing his money, his finances. It's like he's being drained financially, or even metaphorically, let's say, losing their value or not feeling valued, or, and the money, the coins are falling into this trunk here. But then we've got the Three of Swords. And with so much Pisces, and we know Pisces is, as I said, it could be a love affair. Yes, it could be, because it is the 12th house, which speaks to spiritual connections, possibly divine connections and unions, but can also speak to secrecy, love affairs. The 12th house is also isolation and feeling isolated or blocked, or carrying some karma, and like someone's needing to pay their karma before they can reach an ascended level where love is concerned, because we know that the High Priestess she's got the knowing, she's all about spirituality, she has the wisdom, and she is this speaks to telepathy, this speaks to sacrifice. Of course, it's Pisces, it's unconditional love. That's why the High Priestess is the major arcana of the Queen of Cups. Now, we've got a couple here, but there's some sort of a disappointment towards the second part of the month. There's some sort of an illusion here that you've hoped maybe to clear, because the Page of Swords, being Gemini, is all about decisions, right? It's the messenger. Gemini is like dualistic. Gemini is all about, I'm needing to make up my mind, needing to decide. Has there been conversation? Has there been back and forth understanding or not? Because we've got the King of Cups. We know King and Queen of Cups. Now, when they're in the upright, obviously, they're open for love. They don't have fluctuating emotions as badly, as much as when they're in the upright. Still with the upright energy, and it is, most of July is Cancer season. So Cancer is all about sensitivities, things to do with the home and the past, and memories of the past. And the memories could, link to a past lifetime, if this is a twin flame or a soulmate connection, right? Or even a karmic, which, karmic connections are filled with challenges and lots of learning. And we've got Gemini and Sagittarius. Gemini and Sagittarius is all about learning. It's one person taking on the role of the teacher, and then the other of the student, and going the other way around, swapping roles. There's a lot to do with commitment with the Ten of Pentacles for me, which turns into an Ace. There is a possibility here, but through an ending. Now, fire is all about action, usually inspiration and passion. With Venus retrograding in Leo, there'll be a lot of that. There'll be a lot of risk-taking. There'll be a lot of flirtatious energies, back and forth. Fire is about action. Now, Leo is fixed. So being fixated can also bring ego, can bring up ego battles, right? A battle of who's going to lead, who's the more confident, Look at this. We've got a Pisces card, leads to a Pisces and Pisces again. And Pisces can speak to wearing those rose-colored glasses, lots of secrets, lots of nebulous uncertainty. Now, Neptune is going to will be retrograde at the start of July, and will start to, the air will start to clear. because there's been a lot of lack of clarity and understanding, therefore misunderstanding, so on and so forth. Now, I do see the desire. Someone is ready to chase, and create. There's a lot of inspiration, there's a lot of drive here. But we know that fire, we go from the Knight of Wands to the Pentacles, which is heaviness, which is all about practical matters. And then we've got the Page of Swords, which could also be someone being either checking you out, or, someone's checking someone's situation, what's going on with if this is a love affair and there's a family, or just someone checking out the other person's social media. It's like being in hiding. Now, you're a fire sign. You may be dealing with a water sign that's in another commitment, possibly, because this could be another relationship that is coming to an end, possibly. There's karma that needs to be resolved. Now, there's the desire to act, to connect, to expand, to travel, if there's physical distance, because this is Sagittarian energy. We've also got another Sagittarian card, Three of Wands, waiting on those ships to come in, right? Waiting at the dock, having put in the effort. What's that sitting on? And we've got the Knight of Cups here, which is someone that is usually not very certain about what to do where love is concerned. Will this offer come through? Will this be an offer, an emotional offer, an emotional opening? We know that Knight of Cups, which is usually Scorpio, could be any other water sign, is uncertain. Here in your reading, we've got the Knight of Wands. So not all of you are in a love affair. Not all of you are dealing with other people. There are other obligations and hang-ups pertaining to your relationship. Could even be money, could be distance, could be family, could be home. Right? So, as I was saying, we're going through, in the month of July is mainly Cancer season. So there's themes coming up pertaining to the past and the home. Then the sun will enter Leo, where fire will start to play out. And fire is all about action. So we see the Knight of Cups, let's say, turning into the Knight of Cups, turning into the Knight of Wands. But finding some sort of a blockage here. Information. There could be conversations that could be very enlightening and very much about finding out that there is some sort of an ending or a possible new beginning. This is like believing in many doors opening. But this is more about the illusion, I feel here, because the Three of Swords comes after the Seven of Cups. This was like sort of wishful thinking and then needing to go back into quiet, right? That's the High Priestess sits in quiet. She's in meditation. She needs to trust her higher self. What's going on before that? Eight of Cups. Someone not having found their bliss and their happiness. And also a lot of spiritual growth. Spiritual growth and emotional possible ending here. What's beneath that? We've got the Lovers. So there is some sort of choice. There is choice. There's choices between two possibilities. Or it's like someone, and I don't know if you're dealing with a Gemini, because we've got the Lovers, we've got the Page of Swords here, which Gemini has difficulty in making up their mind. And if you're dealing with a Gemini, because we've, not so long ago had Mars retrograde in Gemini, which will talk about being stuck and having issues where decisions are concerned. So this Knight of Cups is not 100% about moving towards their wish fulfillment. And there was more recessive energy. It was like waiting for a possible, offer, information, waiting on certain possibilities. Let's take a few more messages before we take another layer. Let's take the Whispers of Love and seeing what is possible to see what is possible for my fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Dear Spirit, in the month of July, treasure your loved ones, and there is the treasure. Let me show you the card. Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. We do see a mother and a child here. And we know, obviously, that, yes, of course, the Queen of Cups can be a mother, someone that's putting her child before her own needs and wants. I mean, next to the Queen of Cups, she's very sacrificial anyway. She's looking at the Hanging Man. She's all about sacrifice. So I don't know if this is some of you guys, if you hold water in your chart, what's holding you, what's in between you is sacrifice towards your loved ones. It's like putting others' needs ahead of yours. So Pisces comes up very strongly here, very sacrificing. Let's see, possibly with the Mystic Moon Oracles, let's see psychologically where the month will take you. So fire, the element of fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, dear Spirit. We have pride and ego, compromise, and cycles. The pride and ego peacock is a very spiritual. It's a card of great intuition, usually in the High Priestess. In the High Priestess, we have, wow, commitment. In the High Priestess, we have the feathers, right? These beautiful feathers of the peacock, and they do speak to luck. They speak to spirituality, abundance. This is an amazing energy, but there is a little bit of ego, and you know, ego to a certain point can be very healthy, but too much of that doesn't work in our favor. So I get here that there is a spiritual connection, but it's been compromised because of a commitment, right? And there's some sort of learning and some sort of an awakening going on here. Some of you through your love life have been going through some sort of an awakening. It's like the Queen of Cups turning into the High Priestess. What she's hoping and what's on her mind, of course, is this King of Cups. She's hoping to manifest her other half, let's say. But because, of course, the King of Cups is the king of one's heart. King of Cups is usually inclined towards the Scorpio archetype, and that's where the South Node has been transiting. So if you are dealing with a Scorpio, then this is probably them. They may be dealing with needing to shed and let go things to do with the past. And you know, fixed signs can be quite egotistical. Scorpio is a fixed sign. So we've got a lot of abundance, but we've also got fixated energies, pride and vanity. So a spiritual connection, I'm going to say again, has been compromised because of obligations and restrictions. We see the cycle, which is very much about karma, revisiting, going over and over again, falling into the same cycle, possibly. There is a commitment here. This could be a commitment, I don't know, it could be a marriage or a long-term commitment. You may not be in a commitment and even have obligations to a child. So your priorities may not be in line that help your love life. Let's see what's beneath that. We've got the balancing the scales, which does bring up Libra. And Libra the scales possibly speaks to a relationship where there's been fairness or, a balance or an imbalance. Possibly an imbalance in another past connection. Could be. Beneath that is nostalgia. And nostalgia is the card of children. Conclusion. Conclusion can speak to, you've come to a conclusion that some of you may have met a soulmate whilst you're in another commitment. There may be obligations with children because that is the card of children as well. There is a possibility of going through separation. And it seems to me like that, many messages are very, very similar between the elementals. We tend to get similar messages because we're reading the energies, dear friends. Some of you out there may have tried to stay in a relationship where there was just there was imbalances, injustices that were made, that were done, and this was an open wound. This was an open wound that was keeping you in an unhealthy connection. I mean, the cycles here is Saturn, and Saturn is the Lord of karma and timing and needing to mature and grow. It's a very humbling and very grounding energy. But before that, we've got the pride and ego, which says you may have been connected to someone that was very egotistical, very self-centered, let's say, whereas maybe you compromised your happiness for them or for a child. On another level, this speaks to a spiritual connection where someone is in another obligation, let's say another contract, and needing to work through karma. But what we see here is there is a possibility for meeting someone because the nodal axis, the south node, is going to enter Libra. So that means that relationships that have not been equal will be dissolving. And the north node is in Aries. So my dear Aries, for you, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be another 18 months moving forward where a lot of fated events will be playing out for you. Right? And of course, for the fire signs, it will be very positive because you will be in good connection to that. So if you've been stuck in an unhealthy past situation, it's time now. It's time now. You will start to notice the shift. There's going to be a major shift happening mid-month. Now, treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. And there is a possibility that you've been doing that too much of that. This card is a number 10. It is a number 10, which says it turns into an ace. Some of you may have been just giving too much to others and now it's time to love you. Maybe it's time to take back your energy and use it for your own happiness. If you've been in an unhappy situation, let's see, with the little love oracle, what else do we have for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius in the month of July? We've got the card of the Doctor and healing, needing to go through some sort of healing. Obviously, you've been in a difficult situation here, psychologically, physically. It's weighed heavily on even your physical body. You have gone through many challenges. It is the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups. Think about that. It's like there was the road was blocked. It's like Spirit is saying, no, you're not going up this route. You're not going to continue on the same path. It's blocked. We've got the Knight of Swords. So Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. It is the five of... this is the Five of Swords. I think this is the Five of Wands and Five of Hearts. Five of Cups. This is the Five of Swords. It's more about not being on the same page where your perception is concerned. And, you know, the Knight of Swords could also possibly speak to your, you know, it is connected to legalities, anything legal. And it is also the Justice card, which again is the number 11. And justice can speak to possible separation and dharma. It's like Spirit closes this path for you. There is a blockage here. It's like Spirit is saying you're barking up the wrong tree. You need to tweak and change. Okay, we've got the Rider and the Horse. This is very similar to my Knight of Wands. So I'm wondering if some of you are letting go of a water sign, possibly someone that may have been very much about deception and illusion, being very deceptive, because we see the King of Cups here and the Seven of Cups. And even the Queen of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So being in a commitment where there's been thought of checking out. Remember the Eight of Cups here, right? 7 and 1 is 8. 7 and 1 is 8. So possibly this could be, for some of you, this is going to be a new person. Possibly someone that there could be a little bit of an age difference. If you're a divine feminine, you're the Queen of Cups. If you're a divine masculine, let's say you could be the King of Cups, right? Doesn't matter about, you know, it's not a gender specific reading. But through this card, I get that the Knight of Wands is another person. It's like a new opportunity. Either that, or your King of Cups and your Knight of Cups is turning into the Knight of Wands, who is ready to take action now, ready to do the work. Maybe it's got a lot to do with timing, possibly as well. So maybe someone is going to treasure you now. Maybe someone is going to, has gone through a change and is possibly ready to do the work. I mean, this card is a very positive card. It is the Strength card, but it's also a card that speaks to collaboration and needing to be very careful. There will be hurdles. We see that they need to be very synchronized and jump, you know, do the work together. So collaborate and pass over this hurdle, which is very, it's got a lot to do with fine-tuning and working together, having good communication. Otherwise, you know, there's a block. There's a block because the Horse and the Rider will not be able to overcome the blockages or the hurdles that are ahead, because we do see that there are hurdles. It's all about trusting one's intuition. It's even got to do with telepathy. I mean, they don't get to communicate. It's like they're in a bubble where they're one being. There's no separation for success to happen. If they are not on the same page totally, then there will be failure. So that's what I'm trying to get at. And what's interesting is that it's a number 12. 12 again is the Hanging Man. You know, there could be a loss of control towards the end of the month, seeing these two cards together. I'm going to take another layer now, but I just wanted to show you the card at the bottom of the deck here. We've got the safe, which has a door open, and the door open means that it's costing. It's costing physically, emotionally. There's some sort of loss here. All right, there's a lot at stake I'm getting here. This could speak to financial loss through some sort of a disappointment, through karmic cycles as well. Financial loss could be because of possible separation or divorce. This could also speak to someone wanting to travel, so it's going to cost financially. Again, possible travel, right? And hoping for a dream, and then there's some sort of a disappointment. Let's take more cards and see what's going on. The general energy is the Three of Wands. Remember, we had the Eight of Cups here and the Lovers. And look at that. There's the marriage, the commitment, but the Lovers comes after that. So it does speak to what we were just saying. Before I take another layer, I want to take the Lenormand, which will give us a lot more clarity. Wow, something is ending here. There is the Coffin. Some of you could be leaving a Scorpio, or a Scorpio is going through some sort of an ending and letting go of their past karma. This is almost, this death, this change will be very important around mid-month. There'll be an alleviation of the pressure of that South Node in Scorpio, because the energies will shift, as I said, towards Libra, which is a Venus-ruled sign. We've got, see, there is a transition and a change. It's like a new cycle, and the ship, there is the ship. And here is the ship, which is Jupiter. So Jupiter in Sagittarius, some sort of a farewell or a departure, or getting ready for a new adventure. It can involve travel. Even with the Fool card here, it's a brand new cycle. And it leads to a lot of excitement, but there's still connection with third parties. We see three birds here, which can speak to a lot of stress. A lot of stress, possible excitement. And again, it's the 12. Again, Pisces comes through. But there's romance. There's romance, and there is an offer here. I love that. I absolutely love that. With the bouquet here. But there is something, there's an ending, a difficult ending here, which will transform your lives. It's like entering a brand new cycle. And it's interesting because we've got 2 3s here and then a 9. I don't know if this speaks to the 3rd of July. I don't know if this is pointing back to March, or March is, remember, it is Pisces season. And then we have a 9. 9 is September. We could be talking to an offer coming in. There's excitement around the 9th of July. Or the 9 is also the Hermit. So seeing the light, finally, before the fated changes, which is Jupiter and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah? There's the closed book. The book of secrets, the book of knowledge. Let's see why do we have the Hanging Man in between the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. We've got a 9 of Cups here. Lots of water, a lot of emotions. So let's look at this. I feel I want to see the King of Cups. What is he all about? Wow. The King of Cups is possibly dealing with legalities, maybe dealing with another air sign. It could be that this is your heart's content, your heart's desire, and you're willing to wait for them if they're possibly going through separation and divorce. Maybe they are, Libra, again, the South Node in Libra. Maybe it's time for them to now reciprocate and do the work, since they're clearing out their lives or clearing out their closets. Queen of Swords speaks to communication, speaks to truths, difficult truths, some sort of a decision. Let's look at the Knight of Wands. We've got the Three of Cups, so someone is wanting to celebrate. Someone is ready. This Knight of Cups is ready to take action, is very driven and is very inspired to either reconcile or connect, or remember the Knight of Cups that was uncertain? Well, the Knight of Wands takes the action, and there will be possibly get together, connection. Three of Cups is getting out there, having a few drinks. It can speak to possible reconciliation, of course. Let's see what that Ten of Pentacles is. Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Swords. There's been betrayal within a commitment. And the Ten of Swords turns into the Ace, which is all about reckoning and new beginnings, possibly. Let's look at the Page of Swords. So someone's going to be communicating that emotionally it's been tough. They're still focusing on the past. This could have to do with a king. So we go from the Three of Cups to the Five of Cups. 9, 3, 5. It's like back and forth, lots of cups. A very emotional month indeed. And then we go from the 5 to the 7. Let's have a look at that 7. What is that 7 of Cups? We've got the King of Pentacles here. It's about a divine masculine being grounded. Now, King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but also someone that is very dependable and that can offer you many opportunities, many doors open with this King of Pentacles. Now, what's interesting with the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups always, because they're very similar in energies, they're recessive, earth and water. We could be talking about a Scorpio, Taurus, or these are the energies that are playing out with the nodal shift from Taurus, Scorpio into Libra, Aries, that someone now is ready to take the action. Someone is being more responsible, if you know what I mean, because the King of Pentacles is usually someone that's very grounded, right? This is like earth and water, like being able to have the ingredients or make mud and the ability to start building. You know what I mean? It is getting a little bit, I mean, with the Queen of Swords, we've got a Queen of Swords, a Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and a King of Pentacles. It is getting a little bit crowded. Let's see what that Three of Swords speaks to. And the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles and the High Priestess, dear Spirit. We've got the Ace of Swords, which is going to illuminate and give you clarity towards the end of the month. I feel here that this is going to take a little bit of time. I feel that that's what the disappointment is, because the Queen of Swords holds that Ace of Swords. Here it is. It's like clearing out the nebulousness. Even this is the Ace of Swords here. We've got a 10 there, a 10 here, another 10. Lots of 10s, which mean endings and new beginnings, even cycles. Cycles, and I don't know if you're potentially even thinking about falling back into the old cycle. I don't think that it's possible because of the coffin here. I don't think that there's any possibility of going back, my dear fire signs. It's only about moving forward. Seven of Wands, keep fighting. You'll be put in a position of opportunity. Even though you're up against a lot, it's not about going back. You've passed the point of success. Now you have to keep that going. You have to keep fighting for whatever it is that you've had an opportunity recently and you felt that there was light at the end of the tunnel, that you could possibly succeed. right? Because that Seven of Wands comes after that Six of Wands. Let's look at that Three of Wands. And we've got the Page of Pentacles, which is what this King of Pentacles and what this Knight of Pentacles holds. Now, I'm going to say also, for those of you that have had opportunities or various people in your life, I'm going to say for some of you that this Knight of Wands maybe is someone that was a bit of a player, was not ready to settle down. You've realized this. Because I'm going to say with the Venus retrograde, she's bringing back people from the past. It could be a spiritual connection with someone that could possibly be manifesting now, since you're clearing out your life. We see a Knight of Wands and a King of Pentacles. So there's potential here for someone that's going to be much more stable and more fair and just. Someone that's going to be, what you see is what you get. I want to take a last card on this Ten of Swords in the middle. And we've got the Page of Wands. So I get also that there could be a possible meeting for some of you. You're willing to take that leap of faith. But we see the disappointment. Because, Page of Wands is a page. It's a page. They want to play. They're very excited about and enthusiastic about a journey or a meetup or a catch-up. But we see then that the Five of Cups, he's turned his back on this because you may figure out that there's naivety and that this person is not someone that's willing to settle down. So maybe even a risk gone bad. I would say your best bet would be an earth sign that's more dependable, dear fire signs. Goodness me, you're going to have to watch this again and again. We've got the Page of Pentacles here. So your ships are coming in with something of value, Page of Pentacles, right? And the luck here comes from Earth. We've got the Peacock here and we've got the Peacock here. And the High Priestess holds the Peacock energy. Trust your higher self. We've got the Knight and he's going backwards towards the King of Pentacles, which sits in a very important position. So maybe a lot of the air being cleared pertaining to an earth sign or someone that's ready to be, or someone that's ready to face the music and be stable and secure. And not very, many times water is very unstable. It's very emotional, right? Earth is grounded. Earth is real. Now, if you're dealing with a water sign, maybe they're more dependable at this time. They're able now to put in the work with you so that you could both create together and not being in a relationship that's one-sided. There's the Sun, and the Sun does speak to clarity. There will be clarity, and of course the Sun speaks to clarity, happiness. It's all about seeing the truth. There can be a little bit of pride, a lot of happiness here possibly. Eight of Pentacles is there. I don't know if the Eight of Pentacles is all about putting in the effort and the work. And it is all about Virgo energy. Virgo is all about discernment, being able to see, discern from the vision and the dream and be more about practicality, right? And not being too nitty-picky, not getting stuck on the details, right? I don't know if this is a Virgo individual. Could be. Could possibly be. All right. Let's take some messages. I want to take a message from the angel gods and goddesses, and then I'm going to take the twin flame messages from Mystic Moon for you. Remember, the Ace of Swords is the sword of victory. Great potential here. There is an opportunity for truth and for even going through a stage of cutting unhealthy situations out of your life. Goddess of Justice, that is gorgeous. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. Wow. there's the Queen of Swords, which is on the King of Cups. That's an interesting one. Let's read it a bit. Goddess of Justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. You feel that a certain situation in your life is in some way unfair. Yet be assured that justice, which is the natural state of balance inherent in the universe, does exist. Justice is actually the universal law of cause and effect through which all in life is kept in balance. The recent event which you perceive to be unfair is actually a blessing in disguise, here to guide you towards your highest purpose. It is understandable that you cannot see the blessing at this time. However, the Goddess of Justice is asking you to surrender the strong emotions and resentments you've attached to this situation. So it's talking about resentment. Trust. By letting go of this issue, she will help clear your path and create the space for something wondrous to occur. And we do see possibly an injustice, a feeling of injustice here and here. Possibly, I'm going to say even here, because the Nine of Cups, if it were to be in the reverse, let's say these are 9 cups that are spilt, right? Because someone maybe has sacrificed and the other person has not, has only been taking. The Nine of Cups could be someone that, this could also be someone that drinks a lot, someone that is someone that has got a weakness where, I don't know, liquid form, alcohol or drugs or anything is concerned. I mean, it does speak to possible escapism, someone trying to escape a situation, so indulging in, this could be even binging and eating, but it also is someone who wants to feel good. The Nine of Cups is, I'm happy with myself, I'm very proud of myself. I got away with something, I got away with lying, or I got away with just taking. And this can feel like a great injustice, possibly as well. So, trust, by letting go of this issue, she will help clear your path and create the space for something wondrous to occur. I suppose Queen of Swords could also be someone that's quite powerful in your lives, that's helping you. She could be the Goddess of Justice. There could also be some sort of a ruling that may feel a little bit unjust, but remember, it is a blessing. Trust that an injustice is actually a blessing. Let's take some thoughts or some perceptions or some messages from your person, the person you are thinking of. I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions. And I think this message has come out for all the elements, or at least another 2. I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. The grass wasn't greener on the other side, so we are talking about infidelity here. And as I said, the High Priestess is usually the third party. It's the other woman. The way that card flew out, I sense a lot of anger. Your intensity frightens and allures me all at the same time. And that is very much the devil energy. My mind and heart always comes back to you. We are talking about a karmic cycle here. Some of you will be breaking that this month. Others of you Maybe not this month. Let's see what's at the bottom. Maybe we're just too different. Second thoughts I get here as well. Whatever the case, and I'm going to take one last card. I feel called to take one last card on this Ace of Swords and the High Priestess. And we've got the Chariot here. And the Chariot could be a house move, or that there's a decision that's made and there's movement forward, moving towards victory, a victorious, possibly end of the month, or just transitioning. As I said, another home, another love relationship. Cancer. Cancer, remember I said, is all about the memory, the past. It could speak to the home, to the family, a family unit. And it is a 7. Pay attention to the 7th. It is the 7th month, but pay attention to the 7th of July as well. Something could come up around then. This is overcoming obstacles as long as there is a decision being made and someone takes action. We do see the Ship here where there's transition and change, and the Chariot here. And what's really interesting is that there's going to be a new moon July 17th, of the day when the nodal axis shifts. There'll be a new moon in Cancer. And the completion of that will be December 27th, when we're going to have a full moon in Cancer. So that could be a very important time for you. So now in July and then in Christmas. For some of you, this could be a house move end of year. Okay? For others of you, this is the possibility now, beginning with a new moon in Cancer. I don't know if some of you are starting a relationship with a Cancerian, but whatever the case, Cancer, the energy of Cancer closes up this reading. I will leave it there. I will leave it there. Thank you, my dear friends, for connecting with me here. And the individual readings, please remember they are on Patreon, on Tier 1 if you're interested in, for the price of purchasing one extended reading through Patreon, you get the 12 individual signs, so you could watch your rising sign, your moon, and your Venus. And now you can always watch your Mars as well, because Mars is the action and the energy we put in. Mars could also be a divine masculine. So if you know your Mars placement, maybe check that out, depending on if you're trying to figure out what a divine masculine could be doing where your love life is concerned. And also your North Node. North Node is your destiny. Do you know your North Node in your natal chart? You can always go to astro.com, put in your birth details and get your birth chart. Or it's a free service. You can always get me to do it for you. Just email me, divinedebut11@gmail.com, and it is a free service. I would need your birth details and an exact time of birth. All right, my love to all of you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Happy July, everyone. I hope that all goes well with you. Thank you, my wonderful fire signs. Love you so much. Talk to you soon.